the passing of Butch Reed, great guy. I think I was, when somebody passes, you read, their history, and there was a lot of things I didn't even know about Butch, even when I knew him, when he was still with us. But I knew he was a football player. I didn't really know where he played. I think he played at Central Missouri University or Central Missouri State. And he was a fairly decent football player because he tried out for the Kansas City Chiefs. He didn't make the team, but you got to be pretty good just to get on the field and just try out with those guys. And I met him first, and I think he was somewhere in Kansas, where he grew up. And I met him actually in Mid-South territory, probably in the mid '80s, and he was just big and strong. And I didn't have a ton of matches with him, but I probably had 30, 40 matches over a period of, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. And what amazed me about Butch, he was so big and strong, but he never hurt you. Never hurt you. He was, and that's the mark of a good technician, is that they're smooth, and it looks good, but they never hurt you. He was strong. I still got, I think I put up a match or two with me and Butch on my Instagram. I think I put one up. And I think this one was from Houston, Texas. And what I liked about it was Paul Bosch was the commentator. What a great, you ever heard him commentate much?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what I liked about the old commentators. They gave it a touch of old school and legitimacy. Like Lance Russell, same thing. Even and Jim Ross, if he's not hyping 42 things at the same time, and Michael Cole would probably be pretty good too. But see, the WWE, they hype so many things in that break. Sometimes the match is the last thing they're commentating on. So, but I remember one time I was in Mid-South, and we used to, and I don't know if people are familiar with Mid-South. If you wrestled back in those days, you would be, because it was brutal, a brutal territory, mileage-wise. I don't know how Jake the Snake and DiBiase and Dr. Death and, Hacksaw Duggan and even Butch, I don't know how they took it. But I went there one time, and my God, we did more miles than truck drivers. But I do remember we used to take care of things internally. I mean, if you got into a fight with a guy backstage, they wouldn't fire you. They wouldn't even fine you. Bill Watts, he said, all right, guys, come over here. We're going to talk this out. And I remember he took Butch Reed, and you remember John Nord?
Oh, yeah, the Berserker.
The Berserker. He took him into a little room there at the Tulsa Convention Center. And he says, all right, guys, they'd had a problem in the ring. One didn't want to sell the other one or something. And he says, now this is the time to get it out. And whatever happens here stays in this room. And the next time you get in the ring, we're going to forget it, right? And they said, okay. And they started throwing down on each other. And it lasted, I don't know, a minute, 90 seconds. And nobody had the upper hand. A couple of them landed a couple of good big haymakers. I think John landed a couple. I think he staggered Butch a little bit. Then Butch, with that heavy hand, he threw a few back. And then it was over. It's like, hey, get it out of your system. And they shook hands and they left. Didn't have any more trouble.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please help me out and like this video, then click the subscribe and get notifications buttons so you don't miss any of my latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Facebook at the Hannibal TV for more live streams and videos. And while you're at it, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Hannibal TV.